Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today we will be covering OpenAI's major cybersecurity expansion with GPT 5.5 Cyber and Patch the Planet, Nvidia's bold claim that warm liquid cooling can solve the AI water problem, Google's Gemini API rejecting unrestricted keys and what developers need to do right now, and Anthropic's privacy policy update that's sparking real concern about identity verification for AI access. Starting with OpenAI, the company is expanding its Daybreak cybersecurity initiative with a more capable and more permissive model called GPT 5.5 Cyber, aimed specifically at vetted cybersecurity companies and researchers. Axios framed the move as a direct escalation in the race to put advanced cyber-capable models into defenders' hands, especially while Anthropic remains under U.S. government pressure over its own cyber capabilities. The Daybreak stack now includes frontier cyber models, something called Codex Security, ecosystem partnerships, and a program literally named Patch the Planet, along with a Daybreak Cyber Partner Program. Access isn't open to anyone with a credit card. OpenAI says advanced cyber capabilities are gated through Trusted Access for Cyber, with authorization, scope controls, monitoring, logging, and oversight. In other words, you have to prove you're a defender, not an attacker, and your usage is watched. Cloudflare CTO Dane Knecht, quoted on OpenAI's Daybreak page, called the cyber capabilities a big step forward for teams using frontier models to improve security posture. What that endorsement signals is that major security infrastructure players are willing to publicly back gated access models. The strategic play here is governance as a product. OpenAI is essentially telling regulators that powerful, offensive-capable AI can be shipped responsibly if you wrap it in identity checks and monitoring, rather than holding it back entirely. That's a very different bet from Anthropic's more restrictive posture. Moving to Nvidia, the company used London Climate Week to make a striking claim. Water concerns around AI data centers could be largely addressed by its next-generation AI infrastructure. The core technical pitch is that Nvidia's latest systems can be cooled with liquid warm enough that you don't need as much extra chilling equipment. Less chilling means less water evaporated, which is the part communities have been fighting about. The context matters here. Google and Amazon have spent months defending their data center water practices against local opposition, and the AI race is increasingly bottlenecked by physical stuff: power, water, land, grid hookups, and permits. Axios called it a bold claim with high stakes, because Nvidia's chips are driving the build-out that's now under scrutiny. If warm liquid cooling actually scales in real facilities, it gives hyperscalers a much stronger argument when they show up at city council meetings. The catch is that this is currently a conference stage promise. Until it's running in production at scale, the skepticism from environmental groups and local regulators isn't going anywhere. Now to a story every developer with a Google Cloud account should pay attention to. As of June 19th, the Gemini API stopped accepting requests from unrestricted standard API keys, and developer discussion absolutely surged over the weekend as apps started breaking with invalid key errors. Here's what changed. New keys created in Google AI Studio are now authorization keys by default, restricted to the generative language API. Standard keys with explicit restrictions still work for now, but unrestricted ones are dead. Google says all standard keys need to be migrated to auth keys before September 2026, or they'll stop working entirely. The reason for the crackdown is real financial pain. TechRadar reported earlier this year that exposed Google API keys were getting scraped by attackers and used to run up massive Gemini inference bills, including one case where a solo developer got hit with a roughly $15,400 bill that effectively destroyed their startup. A Reddit post on the Google Cloud subreddit put it bluntly: if your Google Cloud project has Gemini API enabled and contains unrestricted API keys, restrict them immediately. The trade-off is straightforward. Some production apps will break in the short term, but the blast radius of a leaked key gets dramatically smaller. If you're shipping anything that touches Gemini, this is your weekend project. Finally, Anthropic is taking heat over a privacy policy update that was quietly published June 8th and becomes effective July 8th. The backlash didn't really break through until June 21st, when Reddit caught wind of it. The new policy states that Anthropic may ask users to verify age or identity in certain circumstances, and verification could include a government ID image, a photo or video, facial geometry templates, and verification results. The update applies to consumer accounts, Claude Free, Pro, and Max. team, enterprise, and developer platform users aren't affected. Anthropic is framing the change alongside more agentic Claude features, connected apps, multi-step tasks, and third-party integrations. The logic is that if Claude is going to take real actions on your behalf and connect to outside services, the company wants stronger identity guarantees. User reaction has been pointed. The recurring concern on the Claude AI subreddit is that biometric and government ID checks could quietly become a default gate for high-capability AI access, not just an age verification mechanism for edge cases. That's the real tension. As models get more powerful and more agentic, labs are layering on identity, safety, and compliance controls that make formerly anonymous chat apps feel a lot more like a bank login. For users, it raises legitimate questions about who holds biometric data and for how long. For Anthropic, it may simply be the price of shipping more powerful agents without inviting a regulatory hammer.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.